Imagine in 2020, you and your friends started a small business. And of course, it started off rough. But by the time 2023 came, man, profits were there. You had a great staff, you had a customer base, you had profits, you can reinvest into the business, and things are looking in the up and up. Then comes 2024. Now all of a sudden you're $7 million in the hole. You don't know why. So you sit back and you try to ponder, what's happening to the money in the business? Well, you've been getting the amount of sales that you've needed. In fact, sales are up, the employees are doing well. Oh, yeah, you found out that it's your business partner stealing the money. And you know he's stealing the money, but he's unaccountable about it and he's unapologetic about why he's spending the money. He just bought a new house for his wife, a new car and everything, and he's not doing the things he said he was gonna do for your corporation. But then you turn on Facebook or YouTube on the company website and you found out that he's gonna give $1 million of the company's money away that you don't have after being $7 million in debt. What would you do? Rewind, Nemo! That scenario is not a Netflix horror story. That actually just happened a few days ago. And we know who did it. Can I get a dun 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 sound effect? Our girl, Tiffany Henyard, the super mayor, or as Pink Book Lessons would call her, the city girl mayor. You see, it's one thing to be the subject of extravagant spending at 5-star hotels and first-class travel.
Some of the items that we are talking about: Aurelio's Pizza, $131. Best Western, apparently 2 rooms for $318. Chicago Midway Airport, $200 worth of tax dollars spent on that.
And there's another thing to get a Chevy Tahoe and spend $150,000 or more of taxpayers' money.
But at the end of the day, nobody comes here to argue with you. Nobody at all. There are bills that we have the right to take off. We have the right to make decisions about. You say that you're running it at the end of the day, because this is going to be the narrative when we go broke. You're going to say, I wasn't even on the bank account. The trustees did it. When at the end of the day, you're making decisions and spending money and then get mad when we don't approve it because it's not financially sound. I sat here and looked at a lease that y'all's paying $149,000 for one of them trucks. You make absolute, that's like when you 19 years old and you go get a car and the interest rate 27%. That makes absolutely no sense. You're
Please
not making
facts.
great finance, excuse me?
Please state facts.
But let me tell you, here it is, dated December 27th, 2022. The cash price of a 2023 Chevy Tahoe, $93,216.71. Interest and APR, $55,929.49. Total lease price, $149,146.20. Tell me if it's not facts, because your signature is all on it.
But oh, it's another thing to keep a lot of the police department as your own personal security detail whenever you go, because you're so afraid of threats or something happening to you because you're a goddamn thief. And now that security detail, which should be used to fight crime, is actually around you all the time. But wait, it's actually worse. Rewind, Nemo! You see, there is an immigration crisis going on in the Chicagoland area, and Dolton trustee Kiana Belcher was upset about this. She talked about this at the last trustee board meeting, and this is what she said.
Good evening, everyone. As everyone knows and has seen what's going on with migrants coming to different communities and kind of like taking over in so many words. Right now, I just feel that the village of Dolton, we don't have the resources for the migrants. We don't have the locations, and we definitely don't have the public safety as reference to police to man type of individuals that may come in, not to stereotype anyone, but individuals that may come in and we can't control the narrative or the situation. With the unscheduled buses, as other South suburban communities have done, they were giving the buses fines if they were dropping them off or making them leave. Now, I don't know, and I guess that's why it's for discussion, because we would have to look into how are they fined, what the fine is, and if a bus does come to drop off, do a drop off, how do we regulate them leaving with just by our ordinances. So it has been bought, it's through a lot of different communities. We just don't have the resources. I know a lot of people, they need homes, they need shelter, they need things that some of us need also. Yeah. But we don't have the resources as a community right now, especially with our financial situation also.
Oh yeah, that's the immigrants, right? So that's becoming a problem because immigrants are coming into the city and then they're taking resources from a city that's almost $7 million into debt. And then Dolton is already a poor city with 90% African American residents. And then you have stuff like this happening.
New complaints tonight about Dolton's mayor, with village trustees raising questions about her security detail.
It comes in the wake of a wild shootout Wednesday morning. WGN's Julian Cruz is at the Village Hall with more.
Good evening. Henyard's extravagant spending at five-star hotels and first-class travel on expensive out-of-state trips, first uncovered by WGN Investigates. The new scrutiny as the controversial South Suburban mayor announces a $1 million giveaway on Facebook.
$1 million giveaway. Do you know anything about that?
I'm not sure of anything like that.
Dolton resident Andrea Smith and others we talked to puzzled by this Facebook post, with a smiling Tiffany Henyard, the mayor of Dolton and Thornton Township Supervisor, touting a $1 million giveaway.
And it's a shame that you do get dragged in the media for things people just say, hearsay.
Dolton's mayor since 2021, appearing on Facebook but not very visible at the Village Hall for much of the afternoon. Calls for comment to her office and the village administrator failing to shed light on the nature of the $1 million giveaway.
It's just a sad day that we had to witness this.
As village trustees raise concerns about crime in the South Suburban community of about 20,000.
I will hope that we get more police that's actually on the street.
Board trustee Kiana Belcher earlier this week deeply concerned about a dangerous shootout Wednesday morning on Sibley and Minerva, sending at least 4 to the hospital. Belcher and other board members concerned about police manpower.
It happens everywhere, but we're just hoping that more police on the street would have been better.
Belcher and others pointing to what they say is the mayor's unusually large police security detail, said to include 4 to 5 squad vehicles or large unmarked SUVs like Secret Service transport vehicles, a witness telling us. Senior trustee Jason House, in a written statement, preferring to see those police vehicles fighting crime. It is my sincere hope that the mayor will begin prioritizing the safety of our community, House says, by allowing more officers to patrol the streets of our great village.
We have to ring the alarm about gun violence in our communities.
Community leaders and pastors at the Sibley crime scene arguing that more needs to be done about shootings in the south suburbs.
And we demand investments and solutions in Dolton, in the Southland, and across the state of Illinois.
A full 3 days after Wednesday's wild shootout on Sibley Boulevard, and no word yet from the mayor or her police chief. No details on the number of people shot or any arrests made, despite repeated requests for comment. In Dolton, Julian Cruz, WGN News.
Yeah, that's right. There was a quadruple shooting. Gunshots, Steve! Yeah, in the city, we don't have enough money in the city of Dolton or in the village of Dolton to provide the police because there's no budget there. And the reason why part of that budget isn't there is because our mayor, Tiffany Henyard, is spending the money in many different ways illegally and not even giving the boards the receipts of her spending. In fact, she stopped doing that.
One comment on the financials, and I don't know how I neglected to do this. All the way until last month, we were receiving monthly financial reports. This month, we did not receive a monthly financial report the way that we traditionally would. When we talk about the deficit, last fiscal year through May, the deficit was $2.5 million in our operating account. This year through the report we got, which was September 30th, I pulled that up as you were speaking. So from May through September, there was an additional $4.2 million of deficit. So you couple those two together, the deficit is growing and it's approaching $7 million. And I will share that financial report. We have not received anything this month. And my concern, and sometimes you kind of joke your way through some of the pain because it really is painful. But we speak how in different meetings, Trustee Belcher would bring a lease or an invoice, and then the retaliation on the next month is we don't get access to the accounting system.
But she's unapologetic and doesn't give a fuck. That's even worse. Again, it's even worse. And I just think about all of the people that's in this nice city, this village, a lot of the people from our community, the African-American community. And you know, I don't want to be mean to our brothers and sisters because they are still our people, right? But I want to ask this respectfully as a person who's from the African-American community and a person that loves our people all across the world. How do y'all feel about electing a person based on the fact that you thought she was cool? Like, did you not understand when you were electing her, she didn't feel like she needed to do anything for you? This is what we see with LaToya Cantrell in New Orleans. We see this also with Monique Owens in East Point, Michigan, but thank God they got rid of her. You see, a lot of us as blacks, we hire people because they look like and they sound like they are cool. They sound like they are hip, and they sound like, you know what? This is somebody I would like to be friends with. But unfortunately, my mother had to tell me when I was a young person, I'm not your friend, I'm your mother. Okay? I love you, but we are not friends. Unfortunately, for people as constituents, we tend to give our loyalty in politics to people that we want to be friends with or we could see ourselves having a drink with. But I don't want my political leaders as somebody that would have a drink with me. I would actually want to look at them as somebody who is above me in thinking and wants to do a lot for the public sector, the government, the citizens of where they are representing in their particular parish, county, or city. That's what I want to see. I want to see results. I don't want to see friendship. I want to see an execution of ideas and the execution of what you promised. This is something that we did not ask of Tiffany Henyard, so therefore we never got it. And guess what? Yeah, we're pretty pissed off about it now that she's doing whatever the freak she wants to do. But that's okay. As black people, one day we'll learn. One day we'll learn to not blame the white man for everything, but we'll hold ourselves accountable in our cities and our community so things don't get as embarrassing as this. Imagine how embarrassed the city is, this village is, to have a mayor offer a $1 million giveaway when you are $7 million in debt. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy Shady Duke Jackson back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe with the bell. We're out.